What is up, boyos?
Hello, boyos.
This is the Loner Gamecast, where we discuss all things video games. My name is Jake. That is Nick. This week, we are talking about so many things. So many freaking things happened this week regarding video games. The PS5 Showcase, of course, we're going to spend so much time on that. It's going to be great. The Nintendo Direct Mini, we'll spend a little bit of time on that. The MPD numbers are in, but like the big news that like I really want to talk about because like literally just dropped is freaking Microsoft just bought Bethesda for $7.5 billion. That's insane.
That's crazy. That came out of left field on a fucking Monday. Like what? Nobody saw that coming. We didn't get any rumors, anything. It's fucking nuts.
But we will
fucking
get to
nuts
that in just a second. Last week's question was the PS5 event. What happened? What happened at the PS5 event? We asked you guys what happened at the PS5 event, what is gonna happen, what'd you guys think? We got one comment, and it's from a dude who posted 3 days after the event. He said, I think the PS5 event is going to reveal the price. $499 for disc version, $399 for discless. The release date around November 11th, I guess. Some Demon Souls gameplay, a new Final Fantasy, and something weird and odd like a Five Nights at Freddy's game for the PS5. I gotta say, you fucking nailed it. But you also
nailed it.
You posted
it.
You posted it 3 days after the event. You fucking cheater. You're fired.
Hey man, that's why I said it was a terrible question last week. And you're like, well, let's fucking do it anyway. And I'm like, cool.
Well, I could still call him out because it shows me when you posted it. You liar.
Yeah, that's true.
You lying piece of filth. Just kidding. I love you.
Much love.
Nick, what you been playing, man?
Dude, I've been playing a lot. I'll say we have gotten back into PC gaming a little bit. We've been playing the shit you can't play on consoles. We've been playing what are we playing? I won't steal what you have listed here, but we've been playing Age of Empires 2. We're getting hyped for Age of Empires 3. At least I am. We played Stellaris a little bit. We played Crusader Kings 3, all on fucking Game Pass. Game Pass is awesome. It's fucking great. I wish it would come to Xbox, or I wish it would come to PlayStation rather. Other than that, the quick games that we had there, I played. I beat the what do you call them? The battle pass, the leveling up thing in most games now for Modern Warfare. I got to level 100 on that, so I'm not playing that quite as much anymore.
Did you try the beta at all for the new one?
I did. It's bad.
I didn't
really
try
bad.
I kind of forgot that was a thing.
Yeah, I'm not even interested at all in that. It's so bad. It's horrible. But there is a cool thing.
Well, you
at the
heard
bottom
it here
of
first, folks.
Yeah, that's my hot take anyway. I'm sure people like it or something. The coolest thing about it was like when you do damage to somebody and they die, it tells you how much damage you did to them at the bottom, kind of like, in the Battlefield sort of games, how it would be like, you did 73 damage to this person and they died, or something like that. So that was like the only cool thing. If you're going to pick up a Call of Duty and you're still interested in Call of Duty, Modern Warfare is the way to go, it seems. Other than that, I've been playing Spellbreak, which is the Battle Royale, third person where you play as a wizard. Probably the coolest battle royale that I have played. Hectic, haven't won. And the biggest thing that I've been playing, and probably my game of the year so far.
Dang.
Yeah. I'm saying it is Hades.
Damn,
Hades
Last of Us came out this year, dog.
Last of Us came out this year. I don't think it's as good as Hades, man.
Damn.
I get. Last of Us is on another. It's almost kind of unfair to judge these two on the same kind of thing because they're completely different, But Last of Us holds a special place in my heart. Holds a special heart in my place.
Well said.
I love Last of Us 1. I don't think Last of Us 2 is as good as the first one. We've gone over that before, but Hades dropped on Switch last week. and I fucking love this game. I've probably already put in 50 hours into it, and it just came out on Tuesday or Wednesday or something like that. I fucking
Jesus.
love this game, and I feel like I can put in so much more into it. That being said, I love roguelites. I love Enter the Gungeon. I loved Binding of Isaac. I'm just all about those roguelites. Yeah, and then there was one thing that we were playing together last night, actually, in a big group. We could finally get a group of 9 together. So I'll throw it over to you so you can reveal what we've been playing together.
Yeah, so I bought Hades and I haven't played it
Well,
yet.
that's not what we were talking about.
I know.
Yeah,
But like,
yeah.
I bought Hades, haven't played it yet. I bought the Mario collection, haven't played it yet.
What have you doing? What the fuck have you been doing?
Dude, it's just Tetris, you know?
Tetris. You are a Tetris madman. Like Tetris is great, but also why even buy the other games if you're not going
to? They both came out.
I lost you. Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. All right, I'm back.
I'm here. They both came out like on Friday. It's been like 3 days, dog. So give me some time here, all right? But
no, fucking
Nicholas.
When I buy a video game, I usually play it as soon as it's done downloading, or like the next day if it's at night. You know, I don't get that about you where you're like, I bought this, it's just on the back burner.
Well, for me, I don't like to start a game up unless I'm about to spend several hours with it.
True.
And I just knew I wasn't going to be able to spend several hours with some of these games. So
I do have to say, Hades, you can spend 10 minutes in the game. Put it down, pick it up. And it's perfect for the Switch. I hope you bought it on the Switch.
I did.
Okay.
But the game that we've been playing a lot of as a family.
As a family.
And I've been playing it on Twitch as well, so follow me. Is that game Among Us?
Yeah, everybody's been playing that apparently.
It's so much fun. You're like on a spaceship with like, you know, I would recommend having at least like 6 people.
More than that, I think.
Yeah, I said at least 6. But it gets more and more fun as you get more people, though. So you have like 6 to 10 people on a ship together, and the goal of the game is to complete these tasks. But what makes that difficult is there are 2 imposters, or 1 imposter, but typically there's 2 imposters. And those guys are trying to kill you while you're trying to complete tasks. Someone finds a dead body, you go to have like a meeting, and that's the only time you can talk is when you have the meeting. It's so much fun. It's so dumb. It's $5. It's on Steam and it's on your phones, and it is crossplay. So you can just, if your boyfriend doesn't play video games, I wanted to, so like your boyfriend doesn't play video games, but he has a phone. There it is. I didn't want to be sexist and assume that, you know, it's the girlfriend.
It's the girlfriend. Yeah, it's the boyfriend this time.
This time it's the boyfriend. You know?
Your boyfriend's a jock and you're a nerd.
Yeah, exactly.
You're the cool one watching this podcast, or you know, maybe you're gay and
that too.
Yeah, that's cool too. Not a big issue.
Let's move on.
It's pretty much Trouble in Terrorist Town.
Yeah,
but it has like objectives that you need to do, which is cool. That's what Trouble in Terrorist Town needed, I think, instead of just people kind of walking around doing nothing and then, you know. But the weird thing is, like, you don't talk during this whole thing. When I saw videos like on YouTube and stuff, people are talking as they're like moving around, kind of like Trouble in Terrorist Town, and then if you get killed, you just shut your audio off. Like so that was kind of hard for me to get into the.
But if you play with like in-game chat, that's how it works too. But we were playing. We were playing over Discord though.
Oh.
Let's get into the freaking news, dude. I don't know how we want to do this. Do we want to talk about the PlayStation event, or should we? I feel like we should talk about the Microsoft buying Bethesda thing first.
You want to do the news first? Let's do the news first. Yeah.
Well, let's do this piece of news first because this literally just happened.
Okay.
This morning, like we woke up and and freaking Microsoft bought Bethesda for $7.5 billion. This is insanity.
Correction, they bought the parent company of Bethesda,
Yeah.
ZeniMax. So they own whatever all ZeniMax media has. I don't know what that all entails, but at least one part of it entails Bethesda.
I think the big part of ZeniMax is Bethesda.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's insane. That is probably the biggest like acquisition I've ever seen in video games. Like, yeah, Sony bought Insomniac, but like they were already kind of a PlayStation thing, and like that's a pretty big purchase. But like Bethesda, the Skyrim dudes,
the Skyrim dudes, the
Doom
Fallout dudes, the Doom dudes, they're making like original IPs right now. We've got Deathloop, and there's another one that's only coming, Ghostwire Tokyo. Those are PlayStation exclusives.
Yeah, so
that's weird.
That is interesting. Jason Schreier over here on Twitter posted, to answer the question everyone is asking, Phil Spencer tells Dina Bass that Xbox plans to honor the PS5 exclusivity commitment for Deathloop and Ghostwire Tokyo. Future Bethesda games will be on Xbox, PC, and other consoles on a case-by-case basis. And so, a lot of people were like, oh, shit, that means like the next, Elder Scrolls game is going to be an Xbox exclusive. Or that means the next Doom game is going to be an Xbox exclusive.
Also don't think so.
I think people forget, Xbox is no stranger to putting their games on a PlayStation. Like, not at all. Like, Minecraft is on there. Granted, Minecraft was on there before they
moved
owned
to PlayStation.
Minecraft, but the new Minecraft game, the Minecraft Dungeons, that's on PlayStation, as well as Obsidian's new game, that's also on PlayStation.
Yeah, I do have to say, to all those people, to all those little children who think the console wars is still a thing, it's fucking not. The console wars are dead, dude. I keep seeing like PlayStation 1 or Xbox One or like Nintendo wins everything or something like that. It's like, dude, it doesn't matter at this point. The console wars are over. Xbox is going their way. PlayStation's going their way. It's all kind of coming together like a big old family reunion, and it's kind of nice.
I agree and disagree. There will always be competition because this is capitalism, baby, and that's just how capitalism works. But
I hope there's always competition, otherwise we'll get fucked.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I was going to say. It's like, it's a good thing that there's competition, and this is actually maybe a bit dangerous the way we're going right now. The fact that everyone is kind of joining forces. But what seems to be happening is Microsoft's platform is just changing. They're switching from consoles to PC, and it's very evident to me that that's happening, and their consoles are basically cheap ways to get into PC gaming. Yeah, that's what it seems like to me. We'll get into this in the PlayStation thing. Like, we don't know anything about these boxes. We don't know if we can like plug a mouse and keyboard in, but like, yeah, that's what it seems like to me. The fact that Microsoft is buying Bethesda is huge, though, for the fact that every Bethesda game from now on is going to be on Game Pass. That's fucking wild.
That's so cool, because for me, I'm not going to buy the new Xbox because I have a PC that works pretty well, and that's great news, because it's not like I have a feeling Xbox isn't going to be like, oh, we have exclusives that you can only get on Xbox consoles. They're going to be like, it's also available on PC, which is cool because I don't have to spend an extra $400 just to play one or two video games like Titanfall or Sunset Overdrive. Those are the only two Xbox One games that I own, but I bought a whole fucking console for it because they were console exclusives. So I'm glad that
at the time.
They're still, I don't think you can get Sunset Overdrive on
Cuphead at the time, I said.
Oh, Cuphead. Okay, yeah. I don't. it's really nice that I don't have to spend $400 on another console just to play a couple of games, and that's good news for me. I will
Mhm.
continue to pay $5 or $10, whatever it is, for Game Pass in the future, because it's such a great bang for your buck. You get so many games for $10 a month, and it's like, well, I can either pay $60 every 3 months for a new game, or I can pay $10 a month for all the games. And that's pretty fucking cool.
So I think this is a huge get from Microsoft, them getting Bethesda. But I have a few questions. Like, I didn't realize that Bethesda was up for sale. I
Me
didn't
either.
know that was a thing. I didn't know Bethesda was struggling. If they're willing to do this, they must have been.
I don't
Uh,
know. $7.5 billion is quite a lot.
sure, but so
It could have just been like, we'll
what is what
pay
is
for your company.
what is independence worth though? Um,
Yeah.
like where's Todd Howard during all of this? And that's not a joke. Like, where is he? Like, what does he have to say? What does this mean for the output of Bethesda? Do they remain like an independent entity that is owned by Xbox and funded by Xbox? Or is Xbox going to be a bit more hands on with this company? I don't know what this means. Uh, are people going to lose their jobs? Are they going to close down some of the smaller studios? I don't know. So these are the questions that we'll find out over the course of the next few months, I'm sure. Like, did they just buy Bethesda because they wanted Elder Scrolls and they wanted to make a new Fallout New Vegas?
That would be
I,
cool.
I mean, that's great, but like, what does that mean for Arcane?
But
What
don't
is,
they own, doesn't uh, Microsoft own Obsidian,
yes, that's yeah.
who is making the better versions of Fallout and
Hmm.
stuff?
Well,
Um, I feel
yeah.
like they're not going to need both of those companies, and they might combine those
Well,
two developing teams together and make a really good Skyrim or a really good Fallout or a really good something.
yeah, they might just get rid of like Bethesda the developer
Hmm.
and just like make it Obsidian. Like Obsidian makes Skyrim now or
Yeah,
Elder Scrolls. Sorry.
that'd be cool.
uh I
Well,
guess it'd
yeah.
be cool, but like what happens to all those people that work there? I don't know. It's
Um, I'm
questionable.
I'm hoping they just fuse right in. Nothing really changes. It's just under a bigger umbrella.
Yeah. Um we'll
Just
see. That's
yeah.
just that's very interesting. Xbox is fucking killing it right now. It's got to be said, dude. Microsoft is just it's funny we're starting to like refer to them as Microsoft now instead of Xbox, which is wild.
Yeah.
Um
Well, yeah.
you know what I mean? Like they're not Xbox anymore. They're Microsoft. This is they're doing something and it's kind of like, oh, I didn't expect this, but anyway, we should talk about the PS5 showcase. This PS5 showcase happened last week. I think it was on Wednesday last week, which was a date. It was the
A
16th.
date. Yeah.
It was the 16th of September at 1 p.m. Pacific time. And how'd you feel about this event, dude? This was like we were waiting for it. We made our predictions last week. We've been waiting for, what are they going to say about the box? What are they going to show off? What's going to happen? What's the
You
price
know.
going to be?
You know. It was surprising that they
Hmm.
didn't do what I said, like not 2000s, early 2000s style. Sit on the couch. Come on in. Let's check this thing out. I got
I
this
don't
new.
I don't
And then
know why
like,
you would
I don't
expect
know.
that.
It would just be really fucking funny. But we didn't get any of that. They didn't
No.
show off any of the UI, any of the menus, any of the shit that we really wanted to know about. They showed off a couple of things that were just like, wow, okay, so these are real. Like, some big surprises in there, but also it wasn't look like the PS5 showcase. It didn't feel like a PS5 showcase. It felt like, here are games on the PS5. It wasn't anything about the box other than the price and the date, and that was it. And I was like, oh, that's kind of not what I was expecting or wanting, but I'll take it. It really, the way that they made it sound was like, we're going to show off the box and what it can do and the capabilities and all of the apps that you can download and our partners. Like, we got Discord on here now, so instead of using PlayStation chat, Discord is partnering with us, and we can, you can talk to anybody over Discord, or stuff like that. Like, Netflix is on here, and because Netflix is on here, you get these exclusive things if you own a PlayStation, or whatever. If you have PlayStation Plus, you get free Hulu, or something like that. They didn't do any of that kind of stuff.
This is what streaming looks like on this machine.
Yeah, there was none of that, and it was kind of disappointing. But also, some cool shit was shown, I gotta say.
Yeah, I feel the same. I wasn't expecting a whole lot of games at all, honestly. I thought it would be like we'd get like 3 games and then they'd be like, okay, mouse and keyboard support. Fucking here's the home screen, which they didn't even show the home screen.
Yeah.
Here's what the menus look like, Here's what the store will look like, or whatever, just showing off the box a little, which didn't happen at all, which is honestly incredibly disappointing.
Yeah.
But
here's how you could customize the outside or something like that, because they say like the panels are customizable or something. I heard that like the white panels on the outside can be replaced or something. I don't know.
Exactly. The reason this is disappointing to me is because I don't, and Xbox hasn't really done this either, but like I don't expect it from Xbox, because as we've stated several times, it seems like Xbox is just going the PC route, and it's like, it doesn't really fucking matter. PlayStation, you're a console, and features are important on a console.
Yeah.
What are your features? What happens? Show it off. We need to know this stuff. People are going to buy it more if you show it off. I am worried about PlayStation, although they're selling off the shelves right now. We'll get to that later.
Off of the virtual shelves.
The virtual shelves. Yeah, I don't know. I was disappointed. At the same time, I was excited to see some of these games. So let's go down. But also, throughout the entire thing, they were teasing I thought they were teasing the home screen, like they were teasing the reveal of the console at the reveal show. Then they didn't do it, which is, I would have been satisfied if they at least just showed the home screen, just so I know what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
But I would have liked a whole features show. I don't know if we'll ever get that. I feel like we're going to turn the PlayStation on and not know what's going on.
Or it's gonna be exactly the same as the PlayStation 4.
Which that's so lame. If that's
it would
the case.
Be really lame. It's like, this is 10 years old.
Yeah.
Give me something new.
Fresh coat of paint. What is can I like modify my backgrounds? Anyway, you get the point. Okay, the first thing, the show opened, and this is a pretty big deal though. A console exclusive, Final Fantasy 16, also available on PC. But it was I don't
know what the fuck that means. Console exclusive, also available on PC.
It means it's not going to Xbox or Switch. That's what it means.
But where are you going to be able to buy this on PC? Steam.
Yeah.
GOG.
Steam. Yeah.
I don't know. Okay.
I don't know why that's hard to understand.
I don't know. It was just so weird. It says console exclusive, but also it's on PC.
Yeah. That makes sense to me. It's just,
I guess
PlayStation is doubling down on the whole console exclusive thing. Like, they're like, what sets us apart is games, and they're not wrong.
Yeah.
But Xbox just bought Bethesda, so yeah, it seems like Final Fantasy is going back to like medieval times, swords and shields and stuff, which is cool.
I don't like it. I don't
really.
Yeah,
this interested me far more than 15.
Really?
Yeah.
I saw this and I'm like, wow. This is just an average, magic use wizards and knights and court jesters and stuff like that. And I'm like, I don't care. Like, give me the fantasy part, like the fantastical, over the top craziness that Final Fantasy is, and it was kind of like
Well, it's got
almost like a
magic and
yeah, it's got magic, but so does like Lord of the Rings has magic. You
yeah.
know, it's just like okay, I'm not interested in it. They showed
I
off a
have
little teaser, but
I have an easier time like dealing with cheese and like the amount of cheese Final Fantasy has. Like I have a better time dealing with that when it's in the distant future rather than modern times or future. I don't know why that is, but like there's just something when a game takes place in like medieval times, you're like, this is bonkers anyway. Uh,
yeah,
you know, there's spells and I don't know. Like I like it. I'm into it.
um,
It's a
yeah,
different. It's a change of course.
it was kind
Obviously,
of
I'm not an
uh,
expert on Final Fantasy though, so
it was kind of out of nowhere. I heard a rumor that they were going to show off Final Fantasy 16, and I'm like, but like Final Fantasy 7 remake just came out. I'm not so sure. And the first thing they showed is Final Fantasy 16. It's like,
it
whoa, okay,
it honestly makes sense that they start showing it now. Final Fantasy 15 was 4 years ago.
yeah,
This will probably come out in 2022. It makes sense. That's a 6 year that's a 6 year cycle. Like that, yeah,
yeah,
it makes
yeah,
total sense to me.
yeah.
The next thing they showed was Miles Morales. Some more Miles Morales. They showed
Yeah,
some
dude.
gameplay, and it was fucking
Oh,
hot.
it was so fucking cool.
What'd you think?
So fucking cool, dude. It was like the same exact shit that we got from Marvel Spider-Man PS4. Like the same shit, new abilities, a new character, new looks, new fucking like explosions. You can turn invisible and send out shockwaves through your webs or electricity through your webs and shit. And it's like, yes, Miles Morales is so fucking cool. Um, it looks gorgeous. It looks so good. It was the same. They showed off the gameplay kind of the same way that they showed off um, the original game, the Spider-Man on PS4, uh, at like E3 a few years back.
Yeah.
It was the same kind of vein. So you had like people attacking you, showed a little bit of the combat, and then it went into like the cinematic cutscenes and whatnot. And it looks really good. It's more the same shit, new abilities, new
Do you think?
costumes.
Do you
It
think it's
looks
going to
great.
be the same exact map as,
I think it could be. Yeah, they'll
or like a
probably add.
section of it, or do you
No,
think
I
it's
think
going to be
it'll
the
be
whole
the
thing?
whole. I think
I
it'll be
think
the
so
whole
too.
thing.
I think so too.
It's
I
apparently
also
set.
think that's how they pumped it out so quick, just because they're like,
Yeah,
just
they just.
put some new missions into this thing, and then
But what I think it is they might have like an extra space that you didn't go to in the first one. It's set in the winter, so they put snow and like decorations and stuff everywhere. Um, they added new enemies. I have never heard of these enemies. I don't remember what they were called. Um, but it looks fucking great. What do you think? What do you think about it?
oh yeah, I mean, I love that. I love Spider-Man, the game, the
Yeah,
PS4 game. I
yeah.
love it, so I'm excited for this one. Interestingly, I will say, uh, it's coming to PS4. I wasn't expecting that.
I mean, it
Um,
makes sense, you know?
yeah, it does because PS4 has such a large install base. But I thought this was going to be like this is the killer app, you know.
Yeah.
Um, so that's kind of weird. The other thing, they didn't show this at the event, but this came out after the event, is Horizon, the new Horizon, which comes out next year, is also coming to PS4.
Yeah.
Which is
Makes me less
weird.
interested in it, honestly.
Yeah, well, because it's like, well, then you're not pushing the game, then, are you? You're not
Well,
like
they're probably
trying.
pushing they're probably pushing like the limits of the PS4 because that's kind of what they're used to, and they're
Sure.
kind of pushing that,
Well, I mean, the PS5 is just going to be that, but bigger. I mean,
but
it's the
bigger,
same
yeah,
sort of infrastructure. Um,
probably.
yeah, so it's just kind of disappointing. Um, sort of. I mean, I'm glad people will get to play it, but it's like, at what point do like, you know, is this? We'll talk about it at the end. But the other thing I want to bring this up real quick. Um, Miles Morales, $50. We all thought it would be $40, and PS5 games in general, like new PS5 games, are $70.
They're listing at $70. I'm not sure if
So
that's true.
I think it is the fact
all
that
the
you're
way
able
around.
to pre-order these games.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, it is up to the developers or the publishers and stuff ultimately, but the fact that it seems like PlayStation is doubling down on the $70 thing. So,
yeah. I mean, you've said it before. It makes sense. We haven't had a jump in price in like 15 years, but
it's still sad. It's still disappointing. It's like I don't
it
want to pay an
is.
extra $10.
It
We're already
is, but
spending so much on these things.
also for Miles Morales, I'll spend $50.
Yeah.
That's one of the things. If it's something that I don't really, I'm interested in, but I don't really care too much about, I'm just gonna fucking wait. I'll wait till it's 40. Even if it's like a AAA game, $70 when it releases, it's like it'll go down in price eventually, and I'll play it then. Unless I'm super hyped about it and I'm like, I need this game. And I think
it's not like Nintendo where these games are fucking $60 forever. Most of these games go down to like $20 eventually anyway.
So Brian Horton came out for Miles Morales, and he said that the game's coming out holiday 2020. He didn't say, they didn't show that it was like a release game.
It is though.
It just said holiday. It didn't say
because they hadn't said the date yet.
But on one of these, they do. They said it's a release launch title. Farther down, DMC5 Special Edition PS5 launch title is what it said, which is really strange to me. I don't know if it's coming out like that the same week or
Miles Morales release date is November 12th, 2020.
Okay.
So I think they were just being coy because they were like, we don't want people to know when the PlayStation 5 is, which they do reveal that later on.
Yeah, and you have already.
Yeah, I mean, context clues, friends. So the next thing they showed off was a game that's been rumored for a long, long time, man. They've been talking about this game forever, but they finally showed off a little teaser for it. Hogwarts Legacy, which is coming out next year. I have a hard time believing it'll actually come out next year, but I don't know. I don't give a shit about Harry Potter. I'm going to be honest, but like there's something about this game that looked cool. It looks like they're like putting their full energy into it. So I appreciate that, but I just don't care about Harry Potter at all.
See, this is the kind of magic shit that I like. I didn't watch all of Harry Potter's. It gets a little too dark for me. Like when I was growing up, it was like Harry Potter 1. And I'm like, oh yeah, this is cool. It's like summer camp with your friends and something terrible happens and you fight the bad guy. And then it just gets darker and darker and darker and darker. And it's like, I don't like this world anymore. And it just keeps going. And it's like, wow, this is really depressing. Honestly, I'm really fucking depressed. So I didn't finish it. Shoot me now, I guess. But I'm excited. I'm actually excited because it seems like an MMO. You can play with your mates and like customize your character and throw spells at each other. I think that's kind of cool.
Is it an MMO?
I don't know. I don't think it's like an MMO. I think it'll be.
I thought it would be like a single player game. I thought it would just be like a big ass RPG game. Yeah.
If it is, I'm less interested. But if it's like you can play with a couple of your friends, like a co-op thing, maybe that would be really fucking cool. Because that's kind of what I want in it.
I was under the impression that it's a single player game, and that makes me interested. It looks well crafted. It looks fun. I mean, they didn't really show any like gameplay or anything. It was just a teaser. Like here's
they did show you like flying. They showed somebody like flying on a hippogriff and doing spells and turning people into frogs or whatever.
I want to play some Quidditch,
Yeah, that would be fucking cool.
That would be
See,
cool.
If you had that in like a multiplayer kind of setting, just go like, yo, let's go play some Quidditch, and you just have like a Rocket League sort of match kind of thing. But I don't know. It'd be kind of cool if it did it kind of like Grand Theft Auto, but I don't think like GTA Online. That'd be kind of interesting.
That would be kind of cool, where there is a single player, but there's also like this massive online thing.
I think that would be cool. They didn't really go into details.
I fuck with that. More games should do that. Yeah, I miss it when games were like that. But I'm just an old man. So the next thing that happened, Don Vondrake, Dan Vondrake for Black Ops Cold War comes out holiday 2020. They showed some gameplay. They also announced that the beta, or the alpha rather,
the multiplayer alpha
happened this weekend. So if you're watching this now, you missed it.
It's too late.
But yeah, I don't know, man. First of all, let me just say, this isn't an alpha, you dumb fucks. This is a stress test, you dumb fucks. Stop muddying these waters. Like, it's not an alpha, dude. Your game's way past alpha, okay?
Yeah, because when it comes out, holiday 2020, it's past alpha, dude. Like,
it comes out in a month. Like,
it's not even beta; it's demo at this point. You know?
Yeah, it's a fucking server stress test.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It looks like fucking Call of Duty, man. I don't know.
The one thing that I will say looked kind of cool is the executions. That's it. That's the only thing that looked different. You walk up to somebody and like brutally shoot them in the face, and it's like, whoa, and then that's cool. That's it. It's Call of Duty otherwise.
I've seen some people say, it looks like they're doing something different. I've also heard that this game is more headed by Raven Studios, I believe, which is different for the whole Call of Duty lineup. So maybe they're trying to do something different, which great. I can't bring myself to play these things anymore.
Yeah.
How many years now? How many years now? Like 20 years?
Since when?
Since
Call of Duty 2? Oh, consecutively? Well, consecutively at least until Modern Warfare 4, I believe. Yeah, Modern Warfare, Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare, and then it was
World at War,
and then it was Black Ops, and then it's been a year and a year. So whenever Modern Warfare 1 came out, I played the alpha, and it all the textures look muddy, the guns look bad, the gunsmith looks bad, the guns don't feel good. There's no recoil in any of the guns. You're just shooting lasers, which is really kind of upsetting. And I'm just not gonna get this game. It just
13 years. We've
13?
gotten one of these fucking games for 13 years.
Every year for 13 years.
And then there were more of them before that.
Well, there are 3 before that. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm just so sick of these games. I just wish some of these, because there's some talented people at these studios, and I just wish they had the opportunity to work on something a little bit more exciting, a little different. It could even be a fucking military shooter, but trying to frame it within this Call of Duty thing. It's just, I don't know.
I lied. We've gotten one every year since 2005. Call of Duty 2.
So 15 years.
Was 2005. Call of Duty 3 was 2006. Modern Warfare was 2007, and then it just keeps going and going and going until current day. Wow. I did not, looking back at it, it's kind of fucking nuts.
Dude, if Call of Duty was, for its consecutive years, it can almost drive. It's got its permit right now.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Just consecutive. If we go back to Call of Duty, which released in 2003, it can drive, but, consecutively.
But, people have to vote with their wallets, and they just got to stop buying these fucking games, really.
Yeah, it's the problem with it is it's so easy to just pick up after work, play it. You get the casual players who pick it up, play it, put it down, pick it up, play it when they have their free time,
But Activision could be doing something cooler, and people did vote with their wallets with Activision. I mean, a great example is the Crash Bandicoot stuff. People voted with their wallets, and now we're getting new Crash. Same thing with the Tony Hawk. Like
Yep.
people voted, and
Yeah,
the
we'll
people are,
probably see more of that, honestly.
because this is like 5 studios that work on one franchise for this company, and they could be doing something else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not one of those people that's like, just because you're making this doesn't mean you can't make this. In this case, I do think that is what's going on. It's like they're spending all their money on this.
Yeah.
Anyway, Village, Resident Evil 8, 2021. We got a little teaser for it. How do you feel about this?
I don't care. It's another first-person horror game. I'm kind of over those, honestly. I'm not
I mean, like, how many of them really are there?
the horror games.
Yeah.
First-person horror games. I'm just not a fan of horror games.
Okay.
Ever since
that's different.
Well, yeah, that's all I'm saying. I'm sure that Resident Evil people are really looking forward to this. I'm just not one of those.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
The last scary game that I played was Fear, and I was like, I had a good time with that, but also I don't really need any more. No, it wasn't, but it's all right. It looks cool. It looks scary, creepy.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm not a fan of the Resident Evil series either.
Yeah, I don't have this love attachment to Resident Evil. I appreciate what they are. I appreciate what they've done. I appreciate that Resident Evil 7 was like a departure into something different. I appreciate that 8 is like growing off of that. But I just, like you, I don't really have a whole lot of interest in Resident Evil. So, that's...
If you're looking for that, that's not the channel for you.
We're not spooky boys. Nick is scared of Harry Potter, so...
I am scared of Harry Potter.
The next thing they showed was Deathloop. Comes out Q2 of 2021. It's a console exclusive, and we kind of already mentioned this. It will remain a console exclusive, even though it is a Bethesda game, which is now owned by Xbox. Deathloop looks awesome, dude. It's a fucking roguelike, which is crazy.
It's a roguelike. It looks cool.
Yeah,
I'm into it.
When they showed it the first time, I did not realize it was a roguelike. That's fucking cool, though. That makes me super interested in what's going on here.
In this trailer, they showed off a guy, a scientist guy, who skips out on a party because he made a breakthrough in one of his research things, and you have to kill these 8 people in a certain time frame. But because this guy makes a breakthrough, he doesn't go to a party with another one of your targets. So there's not enough time between that playthrough. So you have to sabotage his experiment so that he doesn't make the breakthrough, gets depressed, goes to the party, and then you can kill the 2 guys next to each other. And it's that's kind of interesting. I wonder how many instances there is of that, how that actually plays out, or if it's kind of scripted in a way, because it has to be a little scripted in certain aspects. But I don't know how much it actually is, which kind of excites me. We haven't really seen a whole lot of true gameplay, or
what I imagine
heavily edited.
What I imagine it's going to be is, in Binding of Isaac, where as you go on, there is a little bit of a story there where, as you go on, your mom and then your heart and all that stuff. I imagine that's how Deathloop is going to be. As you get further and further along in the game, the story is going to start to reveal itself a bit more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And there might actually even be full-fledged cutscenes and stuff. So it's a roguelike, but also linear? A linear roguelike?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's cool. I'm super into that.
It is. Yeah, I don't know. They have not showed us anything of how it's going to work. They've just showed short clips of, blasting dudes. Which is cool.
That's what the game is ultimately.
I'm super curious on how the stuff is going to work, though.
Yeah, it's a roguelike Dishonored, which is cool. I'm into it. The next thing they showed, I honestly, it felt like a weird choice to even put this in the show. Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition coming to PS5. It's a launch title. It's just weird, dude. Like Devil May Cry 5 came out like last year.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
it's just weird, and it wasn't like this like smash hit either. It was just like
the only thing I could think about this game was like, man, the kids in high school are excited. You know, like
yeah, I guess
the edgy kids
I heard
in grade
DMC5.
school.
I hear it's great. I hear it's really fun. It's a great hack and slasher. I'd like to play it someday, but yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah,
I don't have a lot to say about it. I mean, it's just like they're upresing DMC5. Do you have to get the special edition for the upres? It just makes me question more and more about what is backwards compatibility. They could have talked about that more, but they decided not to mention the console at all during this fucking conference. Yep. Then Lorne Lanning came out. He's always there. Lorne Lanning is just always there.
He's always there.
He doesn't show his game. He shows himself. Yeah, then they showed some gameplay. It's Oddworld, man. I don't know. I have like not a whole. I have a huge like love. Like Abe's Odyssey was my shit. I love that game, but like they're really showing the fuck out of this game, which is weird to me.
Yeah, I don't think this is gonna do a whole lot. You know, I don't think it's gonna.
I love the Oddworld games, but like it's just.
I've never really played them. It looks very brown. And I think that's just kind of the world that they live in.
They're brown games, yeah.
And it doesn't interest me at all.
This was a very spooky conference, wasn't it? Because then the next thing we got was
with the Hogwarts Legacy and at the village.
Yeah, Hogwarts, so scary. And then Five Nights at Freddy. Oh, it's so spooky.
So
Five
spooky.
Nights at Freddy. Who cares? I'm not even going to talk about this.
Yep, they didn't show anything off.
I mean, it's cool. Five Nights at Freddy's is finally coming to the console. I mean, cool. Those games are trash though. And then they showed off Demon Souls gameplay, and it looks fucking great.
You know what's great about this Demon Souls gameplay? There was no talking over it. There was no music over it. There was nothing.
It also wasn't too long either.
It was straight from console to screen. This is what the game looks like. It looks fucking fantastic.
Yep.
I won't buy it because I'm not a fan of the Souls games, but it looks fucking great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It looks really, really good. If you like Dark Souls, probably pick this up. This is an underrated Dark Souls game that people don't talk about. Demon Souls. Fortnite is coming to PS5.
On PS5. Yeah.
That's great.
Cool.
This little thing, I know you don't think it's a big deal because we kind of talked about this before. I think this next piece that they showed was actually a huge deal. It's called the PS Plus collection. It's a new benefit for PS Plus members coming to PS5. And basically, it's just a huge collection of PS4 games that just come with the PS Plus now.
Yeah,
and my first thought was this is Game Pass.
Yeah,
this is their Game Pass, and they're doing it. And the titles that they showed were totally solid titles. I'll try and pull them up.
Well, the thing is, like, they were solid titles, but I don't think it's a Game Pass. I think this is just what it's going to be. I don't think they're going to have rotations of these games. I think it's just going to be, Persona 5. It's going to be God of War. It's going to be Uncharted, I think, was on there. Last of Us Remastered was on there. So it's like, if you skipped the PlayStation 4 generation, you can sign up for PlayStation Plus, play through the games that you missed. It seems really cool, but for me, I've played all of these games.
Yeah, well, that's because we're gamers.
Yeah.
No, I think they'll keep growing this list, dude. I really think so, and I think this will be their replacement for PlayStation Now. Like, I think
that would be cool.
This, and start with a smaller thing and just grow that catalog into like a great collection of games, because every game on this is like just so solid. We have Batman Arkham Knight, great game. Battlefield 1, one of the better Battlefield games. Bloodborne, Days Gone. That's probably the only game on this list I haven't played. Detroit Become Human, Fallout 4, Final Fantasy 15, God of War, Infamous Second Son, Monster Hunter World, which that alone is crazy. Mortal Kombat X, Persona 5, Ratchet and Clank, Resident Evil 7, which is too spooky for Nick, The Last Guardian, The Last of Us Remastered, Uncharted 4, A Thief's End, Until Dawn. Like, these are solid fucking games. And if this could be the start to a really good Game Pass, like their own version of Game Pass. Yeah. And the fact that they're coming out the gate just like, nope, this just comes with PlayStation Plus. It just is. This is just part of it. But on the flip side, if you're right, and this is just like a launch feature, and it's just like, here's some games to play on your PS5, that's also really cool. Yeah. Either way, it's really cool. And
because it's free,
Yeah, it's free games. I have all of those games except for Days Gone, so that's really cool. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I think that's a big piece of news, but we'll see.
That was like one of the only features they really showed for the next gen. Like and it's hardly a feature. It was just a collection of games.
It's more like here's some free games.
Yeah, we're giving out free games on the PlayStation 5. Cool. See, right after this is when they should have been like, and you can also play. These are all the features, but no, it was just straight.
And while you're playing Uncharted, you can stream it.
Yeah,
YouTube or whatever.
Yeah, zoom out, and it's like somebody editing on the PlayStation 5 or something.
Oh my goodness, we got a DAW on the fucking PlayStation. That'd be nuts. But then they came out and they're like, PlayStation 5 comes out November 12th for select countries such as the US and Canada, and then comes out everywhere else November 19th. The disced version is $4.99. The discless is $3.99. I feel like that's what everyone was sort of guessing.
Yeah. I didn't realize that the disc reader was $100 difference. Like, that just seems a little steep for me. I was more on the edge of $4.99 and $4.49.
It is until you look up how much a 4K UHD drive is, and they are about $100. So, yeah, it makes sense. But also, yes, Xbox has the cheaper system with the $299. PlayStation has the more bang for your buck console with $399, and it's as powerful as the top tier console.
The thing about the Xbox S is I've heard it is on par with the Xbox One X right now.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So it's not necessarily a next gen console. It's just an upgrade.
Yeah,
console.
it's an upgrade to a 1080p machine, where these next machines are supposed to be, 1440, 4K sort of machines, where that, the XS is not going to be a 4K machine.
Right. Yeah, which is cool. Like it gives.
It's a cool. Yeah,
it gives that, like, cheaper
nice
option for people who don't necessarily need to.
But this kind of puts a wrench in their thing, because for $100 more, you can buy a far more powerful system.
Yeah, but some people don't care about that. Like, if you're buying it for your little kid who's in,
I guess,
6th grade, you're like, here's an Xbox S, and they're like, oh, cool,
Yeah, and it's got Game Pass.
I wouldn't have cared if I was 10 years old, 11 years old.
True. Yeah. And that's a good point, man. Like, PlayStation, as we get older, does seem like an old man system. And Xbox is really trying to get the younger people with Game Pass. Like, as a kid, with that program where it's $25 a month and it comes with Game Pass, I could, as a teenager, somehow scrounge up $20 a month.
Oh yeah.
I could figure it out somehow.
Just fucking mow lawns, or do some landscaping every month or something. Get
work on the corner.
Oh yeah.
That's not right. And then Jim Ryan came out and he's like, "Hey, I'm Jim Ryan. One more thing," because that's how he talks. And it was
I don't remember who he was, but
Jim Ryan's like the head of PlayStation. And it was just like a logo for God of War, which comes out next year.
Yeah,
so
that's what I fucking told you. I fucking called it.
You're right.
I called it in the last episode. I'm like, they're not going to show anything on it. Maybe like the back of a character's head, but that'll be God of War, the next God of War. And I fucking called it.
Yeah, you were right. 20 points for Nick.
20 points.
I knew it would be, board. It had to be, God of War or Factions. It had to be one of those things.
Well, I was hoping it was both. They didn't show off Factions. I was really hoping.
When do you think? I mean, we're not talking about God of War much. I guess we should talk about God of War. I mean, there's not much to say. Like, it makes sense. The game comes out next year. Like, they obviously already had like the story planned out.
It seems kind of early, honestly.
It does, but like I could see them like using a lot of the same assets, maybe just up-resed a bit, and then it seemed like they had the story already figured out because it ended with a cliffhanger. Like, all the story beats are kind of figured out. They have their actors. Like, it cuts a lot of the process down, I bet. When do you think Factions is going to come out?
Never. It's never coming out.
I would not be surprised if it never came out.
Like, I honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. I would love it to come out and be what I want it to be, but I would not be surprised if Last of Us 2 just didn't have Factions, and that would make it even a less good game on my Game of the Year lists, Game of the Generation list. It would add a lot to Last of Us 2 if they added it. But
what I'm hoping is at the launch of the PS5, they're like, hey, here's Factions, but it's like the alpha or the beta stress test. And they're like, here's the stress test. You can play it for like the next 2 weeks. And then it comes out in like 2 weeks after that or something.
That'd be cool. That would be perfect. I would like that a lot.
So how'd you feel about this event?
Disappointed.
Yeah.
But
I feel like it was a strong showing as far as like games and stuff. It's just like not what I wanted.
If they said, hey, we're not showing off any of the PlayStation stuff except for the date and the price, and that's what I was expecting, strong fucking event, like an 8.
I'd still be disappointed. I'd still be disappointed if they told me that, because it's like, this thing comes out in 2 months and you haven't shown me shit, and it's fucking bullshit. Yeah. And then they're like, hey, pre-orders start tomorrow. And the retailers were like, no, they start right now. And these things sold out everywhere. It was impossible to get a PS5. I have my money ready. I can't get a hold of one. I've been trying for all week to fucking get one of these things, and I just cannot. Yeah, it's impossible to pre-order a fucking machine, which also, good for you, Sony, that you're able to sell this many consoles. Like, that's insane.
But the thing is, we don't know how many consoles each retailer had. They could have 10 per store, and that's not a whole lot of consoles to sell. It's like, oh yeah, each GameStop only got 3 PS5s, or each. There's not that many the GameStops in the country anymore. So 3 times.
But GameStop, Best Buy, Target, Amazon,
Walmart,
all of these things. Yeah. All of these things sold out.
Yeah.
Minutes, less seconds.
Yeah.
Sold out.
When they redid the Walmart thing and it sold out within a minute. Yeah.
Yeah. Seconds. I put it in my cart and it was sold out. Like, that's how quick it was. Like, it was insane.
It's kind of worrying, but I don't think I'm worried about it, because I'm gonna get it. And I'm not really stressing about it. Like, I feel like there's going to be enough to go around.
Things where there's also a pandemic going on, and I don't want to wait in a fucking line to get this stupid console. I don't want to risk my life to get this console, but I do really want this console.
I will risk my life to get this console.
Nice.
Jump out of a plane for it.
Yeah, it's a little ridiculous. Like, I just want to give them my money, and they won't take it. It's basically how I feel right now. And you know what? what they should have done, and what they even mentioned like they were going to do and they did not do, is they should have given PS Plus members first rights, first dibs. Like
Yep.
I have been a PS Plus member for 7 years, 8 years.
Longer probably.
I've been a PlayStation consumer since the PS1. Like, I mean, give your because like what happens is like these bots go in there and they buy them all and they're scalping them. That's the problem.
Yeah.
So
You see them online on eBay for like $800.
This isn't me being an entitled gamer. This is me just being like, you should have sold it to us first because we would have actually bought them,
not scalped them. Yeah.
So
I agree. Oh, you have a running PlayStation Plus account? You guys get first dibs.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys have a running PlayStation account that you are constantly active on? You get second dibs. Oh, you have a PlayStation? You guys get third dibs. That kind of stuff.
In fact, we're going to send you a message with a link in it in your PlayStation messages. Like you could even do it like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, that's the PlayStation event. It was pretty good. They showed a lot of things. They didn't show what I wanted them to show.
No.
But
it was a good event. All things considered, it was a very good event.
I swear this is the first time I've watched an event and been like, they needed less games.
Yeah. Honestly, it was like, oh, they're showing games. Oh, they keep going with the games. What is this? What is going on? Yeah, that was weird. I did hear somewhere, it was rumored that they are going to have like some sort of like event. I don't think it's going to be as big as this. They'll just have like a Twitter thing or like a Twitch thing of them like going through the systems or something is what I heard. That could be wrong.
That's kind of rumored. I mean, they've got to do something, right?
Yeah.
Well, Nintendo also had an event last week.
The day after.
Or maybe
it was the next day.
Yeah, you're right. It was. That's insane. It was a pretty good event, I thought. It was nice, short and sweet, and just kind of showed off a few games coming.
It was what was the event? It was a Nintendo Direct Mini, but it was all of the companies that work alongside Nintendo. So no first party games. It was all
it's third party showcase.
Third party, yeah.
And they started with Monster Hunter Rise, which comes out March 26th, 2021, which is cool.
Looks fucking cool. You get a doggo, you get to ride the doggo, and they showed off like the new handlers and new armors and a new story. It looks pretty cool. I started in Monster Hunter World and probably will pick this up day one.
Yeah, I'm not the Monster Hunter guy.
No.
But this is more of the Monster Hunter roots, the old Nintendo handheld sort of style game.
Yeah.
And then Monster Hunter Stories 2, Wings of Ruin, comes out summer 2021. I don't even know what this is.
It's just a story-based Monster Hunter. Like, it's set in the world of Monster Hunter. You play as like cutesy little people. It's a story-driven Monster Hunter. It's not so much, hey, there's monsters, go fight them. It's like, oh, I have a pet Rathalos and he's sick and we need to protect him, and all the Rathalos are being hunted or something. Looks interesting. I don't think I'm going to pick it up though. You looking it up right now?
No.
Oh, okay.
So the next thing they showed was Fitness Boxing 2, Rhythm and Exercise, which comes out December 4th. This is just, more, it's like Wii Fit sort of. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, looks all right.
You want to box with your little things and get your exercise on?
In time? Are you a 60-year-old lady? Go for it.
Yeah. Is this the only
Follow the colors.
Is this the only reason you own a console? Here you go.
Exercise, come on.
Dude, if you really want some exercise, what you need to get is a VR system and play some fucking Beat Saber, son.
Yeah, honestly. PSVR, actually. It's on PSVR.
It is. Disgaea 6, Defiance of Destiny, comes out summer 2021. I think they were doing a short little, like, alpha beta thing as well, like a week-long little beta alpha thing for Disgaea as well. Which isn't like a lot of time to get into it, but gives you an idea what the game is, I guess. People love Disgaea games.
There's 6 of them, so
There are 6 of them. The next thing they showed was Empire of the Sun.
You don't remember this one, do you?
Oh, dude, no.
It's they showed it off like a while ago, and it was like a XCOM sort of looking game set in like the gangster era, American gangster era.
Oh, here we go. Empire of the Sun is a 1987 movie starring Christian Bale.
Oh, okay.
It got
Yeah,
a
they
75% on Rotten Tomatoes, a 62%
great.
on Metacritic.
Yeah,
Directed by
they
Steven Spielberg.
they were just trying to get this movie back out there, you know.
Yeah.
No, it's like an
Underrated.
XCOM game that set in the gangster era, like when alcohol was um, bad,
Here's
illegal.
um here we go. Empire of the Sun is Mark Herman's third card-driven design since he introduced the system to the hobby in We the People. It's a sort of risk type game.
Yep. Moving right along, they showed off Sniper Elite 4 coming out holiday 2020.
Yeah, dude, Sniper Elite's fun, I guess, if you're into 360 no scoping people. Honestly, not the game for you because this game's kind of hard.
And shooting people in the balls and then watching the balls explode. And
yeah, Sniper Elite's cool. That was like a free game, or 3 was, right? Sniper Elite 3? Or was
3
it
on the PlayStation. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, fun. The Long Dark, which is out right now. I don't know. Do you have any?
Looks like a survival game, story-driven survival game. Looks alright.
Yeah, I don't know. Snowy. I don't know.
Snowy. There's animals you hunt.
First person, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
PGA Tour 2K21 comes out the 25th, so this week. Yeah, you want to play some golf? You want to hit some balls?
No, remember when 2K20 came out, NBA 2K20? I have a feeling it's going to be the same fucking shit. You know, it's just going to be broken, and they're just going to try to capitalize on people who like golf.
They actually launched, they like shadow dropped NBA 2K21 on Switch. I don't know if you noticed that. Yeah, I saw it in the releases. Yeah, they totally shadow dropped that. That's fucking wild. Hades. Nick kind of talked about Hades. It's out right now on Switch.
And PC. Pick that shit up. Runs super well on the Switch, better than I expected it to. Pick that shit up because it's fantastic.
Yeah, if you don't know,
and they deserve your money.
Like, if you don't know what Hades is, it's by the guys who made like Transistor and Bastion.
Yep, Super Giant Games. They also did Pyre.
They did Pyre. I didn't really like that game, but
it was pretty alright.
Yeah, it was boring.
This is definitely one of their better ones. Not necessarily music-wise. I think I still like Transistor and Bastion better.
Yeah, but this seems like a more like return to form, sort of like back to their original playstyle. Pyre was definitely different for them, which I appreciate that.
Yeah, they did something else. It was pretty...
The next thing they showed was how's this pronounced?
Balan?
I don't know. Underworld comes out March 26, 2021. It's very like cutesy sort of
3D costume sort of. Costumes give you power sort of game. I'm not interested, honestly.
Like a platformer kind of looks like.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Looks cute. I'll need to see more. Rune Factory 5.
I don't remember what this is.
2021. There's 4 other of them, so
they must be doing all right. I kind of think it's like a Minecraft thing, but I don't remember for sure.
We were both too into the PlayStation event to really even give a shit about this, I think.
I like this event, honestly. When they started out with Monster Hunter Rise, and I was like, fuck yeah, and then it just kind of get worse.
Okay. Rune Factory is a role-playing simulator game. And it's got a really cool art style. So I fuck with it. It looks cool.
Okay.
It was an old DS game. Yeah, it looks fucking cool, man. I'm into it.
Cool.
And then the last thing they showed, which we all kind of assumed that it would come to the Switch, but it's out now. Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
Yep.
Fucking awesome, dude. Really cool games. I have not put enough time into the original Ori, but I played a little bit of it and I fucking love it. Yeah, I liked this event as well. It was just a nice, short, sweet. Here's some games that are coming. These are some games to keep an eye on.
Yep.
If you're interested, even PGA Tour, it's like if you're into this sort of thing, here it is.
Yeah.
If you're not, here's the next thing.
It was like 15 minutes long.
Yeah.
And they showed off games. No, not really any talking. It was just like, here you go. Here's the games.
Yeah, 15 minutes.
Nice.
15 minutes long. 12 games. Like that's the way to do it, man.
Yep.
I'm gonna let you cover this Cyberpunk Night City Wire.
I'm not going to talk much about it. I'm just going to say what they went over, and because I know a couple of our fans don't really want us to dive into what is happening. People are trying to stay in the dark, and you are also trying to stay in the dark, as I understand. So
I just don't care.
Yeah.
I know enough. That's my thing. It's not like I'm worried about spoilers. It's just like I know enough. Like I don't need to watch these things.
Yeah, I'm getting the game anyway,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
It's cool to look at. I watched it. They talked about 3 things. They talked about Night City, like the city itself, how it came to be, the different kind of districts that are there, and with that, each district has gangs, which is the second thing they talked about. They kind of showcased some gangs, said like this gang is this way because this is what they believe in. This gang's this way because this is what they believe in. They control this sort of thing. And really cool. If you want to look it up, I'm sure you could find it. And then the last thing that they covered was the computer requirements, which I have to say are a lot lower than I was expecting. The recommended requirements for this game on PC was the graphics card that they recommend is a 1060. And it's like, really? That's it. That's all you need is a 1060. That's what I have in my laptop. Like it doesn't seem.
My computer doesn't have that.
Oh, really?
No.
No, well, it just seems low. That's recommended though. That's not even low quality or low minimum requirements. That is recommended requirements, which is kind of nuts, honestly, because I was expecting a lot more. Like, oh, you need a 10 or a 2070, or a 2080. But no,
they want to sell copies of this game. So
yeah, it is coming out on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One X and all that. But so it kind of has to be there, but it's just kind of weird that the requirements are just that. So yeah,
and it is 70 gigabytes. Huh?
Oh, that seems kind of low, actually.
SSD recommended.
Yeah, probably the load times are probably hella shitty because the Witcher's load times were hella shitty. Yeah, that was pretty much the whole event. They did something with like some sort of like computer builds, like fake computer builds based in the world of Cyberpunk. Some of them look pretty cool. They didn't really go into that, but yeah, that was the whole event.
Yeah, I actually saw some of the stuff about the gangs. It's really cool. It's like different factions and stuff. I like that.
Yeah.
I'm very excited for the game. I'm worried that I'm gonna have to put like 600 hours into this game. But
I did see somewhere that they made it shorter than The Witcher because a lot of people, quote, didn't finish the game.
Yeah,
and they're like, all right, we'll shorten this one. So,
good. Well, I'm kind of happy to hear that, honestly, because there is a point where like a game is just too fucking long. You're like, this game's too long. I think Persona 5 actually falls into that, and I love that.
Oh game. Yeah. The thing about that though is like I don't mind if the story is shorter, but I want activities in the game to do. Like if I want to stay in the game for longer,
right?
I have to have something to do. Otherwise, I just kind of get bored and I'll restart it or something. Which I'm sure I'll do a few playthroughs differently. There's three starting sections starting lifestyles, and it's like I'll probably have to do all 3 of them.
Yeah, that seems to be the the big selling point is like the replay value of it.
Yeah, pick your starter sort of thing. Do you want Charmander, Bulbasaur, or Squirtle?
Yeah,
And it's like, I'm leaning towards Squirtle at first, but then after that, I might like see, Charmander and be like, oh, I want to try Charmander on my next playthrough. I might have 3 different saves going on. I don't know how it'll work, but yeah, I think they kind of want to do that with a couple of people.
yeah,
That's
super
all I'll
cool.
talk about Cyberpunk. It looks really good, and I'm getting it, and so is fucking everybody else. So
Yeah, dude, I want that. That's why I want the PS5, dude. Just want to
yeah,
fucking play that game.
I want to play that game with no load times and no frame dips or anything like that.
Well, the MPD numbers came out for August. Kind of interesting here. We'll just go through them. Here are the best-selling games of August. At number 1, we had Madden NFL 21, which is surprising. The other surprising one is at number 2 was UFC 4. Both very controversial games.
Yeah, they are.
Both got a lot of hate, but these sportsmen, they love their sports games.
They love sport. They love sports. They love the balls, and they love beating each other up and wrestling.
At number 3, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, which
still up there.
I'm sure we'll jump right back up to number 1 next month.
Well, Hades is doing really well this month, so I'm sure that'll be on next.
Switch exclusive, though. At number 4, we had Ghost of Tsushima dropping from number 1 to number 4, but still console exclusive. That's really fucking solid. At number 5, just maintaining this number 5 slot, dude, Animal Crossing New Horizons, which once again, this is not including digital sales. So Animal Crossing has probably been number 1 all year long and has just fucking dominated everything.
Yeah.
At number 6, Ring Fit Adventure.
Hey, man, they keep making them now. People can grab this game now, and this is a good way to stay in shape. Honestly, I played a couple of things of it, missions of it, and it's.
You ever watch the speed runs of Ring Fit Adventure?
No.
Oh my god, it's the most wild stuff.
I'll have to do that.
Or like people will like get on the ground and like just be like, it's so good. At number 7, we got Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which also does not include digital sales. So pretty wild, dude. Like these Nintendo games just sell and they sell and they sell and sell forever.
Yeah, why they probably stay at $60 because they don't need to drop.
Because it's one of those things where like you pick up a Switch and these are the games that you buy. That's just kind of the precedent that Nintendo has, where it's like they make a system that has like 6 killer apps and everyone buys them. And then right below that, we got Super Smash Bros. Dude, same thing, not including digital sales, just fucking killing it, Nintendo. Like. And then because right below that, we've got fucking Mario, Paper Mario, the Origami King, not including digital sales. Crazy. Way to go, Nintendo. Like, Jesus Christ.
They've got, how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of the top 10 of August. It's crazy.
And then sitting at number 10 is Mortal Kombat 11. People like their fighting games.
Drop down a little bit.
So, and then here's year to date. Ending in August. At number 1, Call of Duty Modern Warfare. At number 2, Animal Crossing New Horizons. And I'm going to be honest, it's probably number 1 because this is not including digital sales. At number 3 is The Last of Us Part 2. Way to go. 4, Final Fantasy VII Remake. Honestly, surprising.
That is surprising. Those are these 3 and this next one you're going to say are all PlayStation exclusives, which is insane.
Is Final Fantasy VII console exclusive?
I believe so, yeah.
That's not on Xbox?
No.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. If I'm wrong, fucking sue me.
Yeah, at number 5 is Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah.
And then popping up to number 6 is Madden NFL 21. At number 7 is Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Number 8, MLB The Show. At number 9, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. That's probably much higher as well. And then number 10 is Mario Kombat.
Mario Kombat. Wow.
That'd be fucking awesome.
That'd be pretty fucking cool.
Mortal Kombat 11. Yeah. So honestly, the year to date hasn't changed much from last month, but interesting top games of the last month. I'm very curious to see what it's going to look like next month. Like, I'm very curious in the MPD numbers next month, like for the current month we're in now.
You think so?
Yeah, it's
Because
going to be interesting to see what.
as you went through that list, I'm like, Hades is going to pop up on this list, but it's not including digital sales. So I don't know, like,
True. It
because
probably won't end up on the list at all.
yeah, it's crazy because it would be on the list if it included digital sales. Do you know why they do that? Why they don't include digital sales at Nintendo?
I just think Nintendo's bad at tracking that stuff.
Huh. All right.
And they're like, we don't have to release these numbers, so we won't release these numbers. I think that's literally it. Yeah. And everyone else is like, yeah, we're proud of our numbers. Here they are.
It's kind of cool. I like looking at that shit, you know?
Yeah, I like stats.
Yeah.
What to look forward to next week? We've got the Tokyo Game Show, which is happening in 2 days. It's on the 24th of September.
Yeah, so that's cool.
Yeah, I don't know.
Expect a lot of shit to be announced or, come out that's, not American. A lot of Japanese games or a lot of shmups or.
Well, you know what would be crazy is that Tokyo Game Show. A lot of people online right now are demanding. They're demanding, which makes no sense to me because you can't just demand a company to do this, but they're demanding that Sony buys Konami. Like there's like an outcry right now, like Konami and Sony belong together. That'd be
I mean, that's kind of true. Like
that'd
you
be
think about it, and it's like I could see that.
that'd be fucking wild if at Tokyo Game Show they're like, we bought Konami. Also, fucking sorry, my phone. It'd also be wild if like, hey, we bought Konami, and also Silent Hill is being made with
Oh,
fucking
at the Tokyo Game Show, that would be so
Kojima. Well,
strange,
because
dude.
Tokyo Game Show and Kojima go hand in hand. I mean, like
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I always expect to see him there doing something, but maybe not. Maybe not this year.
What I expect from the Tokyo Game Show in a few days is no more Nier, because Nier has got a couple of games in the works. It's got a mobile game and the remake of the first one, Nier Replicant, and those will be there. I kind of expect Monster Hunter Rise to be in there, or like an update to Monster Hunter World, like what we can expect from a new update or something like that on the next update that's coming in October. Other than that, I'm really not sure what could come of the Tokyo Game Show.
Let me just say this, Nick. Too believable. Everything you just said. Too rational.
You're right. Let's see if I can pull something out of my ass. I think
Disney
PlayStation's going to change their name to Station of Play.
They're launching their next console a month after.
Here's one.
Jesus.
The PlayStation Vita 2.
Oh my, that would be wild.
God. Yeah, that'd be fucking great.
I think a better call would be calling it the PlayStation Portable 2, but
yeah, but they already had that. But I guess PSP 2.
Yeah.
PSP Next or something, some shit like that. I don't know.
Yeah, just don't even acknowledge the Vita.
Or just say PlayStation Portable. Like, just rebrand it.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. Okay,
I'm going to shoot over to you. What's this week's question?
Going back to the first story with Microsoft acquiring Bethesda. What do you guys? This is brand new news, and like shit could have come out already about like how this is going to work. What do you think that means for the future of Bethesda? Do you think like we're gonna get exclusives? Do you think that Microsoft is going to stick to their word and release all of their games how they're supposed to release? Do you think what do you think will happen to the people who work for Bethesda? Say the team who makes Skyrim, the team or Elder Scrolls. What do you think is going to happen to them? The team that makes Fallout. What do you think? How do you think this is going to affect Bethesda as a whole? Do you think they're going to do better than they've been doing so far? Do you think they're going to make better quality games instead of making Fallout 76s? You know, I'm just kind of curious of what's going to happen and how that kind of future. What you guys think the future of Bethesda looks like?
And the future's future.
And the future's future, absolutely.
When I read your question here on the document, I thought it said, "What does Bethesda mean?"
What? That's also a very good question.
What does Bethesda mean?
That'll be like a little side question. What does Bethesda mean? Come up with a definition for me, and I'll read it next week.
Well, thanks for watching the show. This has been the Loner Gamecast. Check out our other shows, Jake and Corey Podcast. We've got more things coming very soon. Check me out on twitch.tv/lonercast. Nick makes plenty of appearances over there as well. Twitter, I'm at emergency pizza _, and Nick is at fatal_microwave. Thanks for watching the show. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now. Whoa. Thanos working on the